Hey guys, welcome back. It's Coach Bob here at CrossFit Glen Burnie, and today in this video, we're going to see if Coach Bob can pass the Army Combat Fitness Test running event, which is a 2-mile run. In order to do that, we're going to take a look at today's workout, which had a lot of running in it, and we're going to look at the results from today and make an estimate as to whether we think, thumbs up, Coach Bob is going to pass the Army Combat Fitness Test running event, or thumbs down, he ain't going to do it, and he needs to be training. So let's go take a look at today's workout and see what that can tell us. So in today's workout, what we had was a lot of running. So we had 10 minutes, and in that 10 minutes, we would run 1,600 meters and then get on the bike for max calories biking. We'd get to rest for 4 minutes. Then we would have another 8 minutes to go 1,200 meters, back on the bike, rest for 3 minutes, 6 minutes to go 800 meters, back on the bike, rest for 2 minutes, 4 minutes to run 400 meters and back on the bike, and then 1 minute to run we had a 1 minute rest, and then we would have 2 minutes to run 200 meters, max calories on the bike. All right, my results from today, I have on the whiteboard, and I took a picture of it for you. We can look at what my time was for the 1,600 meters. I finished that in 9 minutes and 25 seconds, which means when I came in the door, Coach Molly said, you have 35 seconds to go as many calories as you can on the bike. So I got 5 calories on the bike. Then we had a little active recovery and then back out on the run. 1,200 meters, 6:30, 800 meters, 4:05, 400 meters in 1 minute and 44 seconds, and 200 meters, I didn't look at the clock. I just hopped on the bike and tried to get as many calories as I could. So today, in order to predict, what we're going to do is we're going to use this 1,200 meters and we're going to use this 400 meters. And the reason I picked these out is that this first one, this 1 mile, or the 1,600 meters, I was warmed up, but not as warm. I felt a lot better on the 1,200. So I think this is a better predictor of my sustainable running pace for that distance. And then for the 400 meter, we like to use that 400 meter time if we can, because it's going to help us to calculate an important factor, which is your fatigue factor, or in this case, Coach Bob's fatigue factor. Every doubling of the distance from 400 to 800 and from 800 to 1,600, you're going to get a little slower, right? Intuitively, we know this, that we're not going to run our 2-mile event at the same pace that we run a 400 meter event. The pace for the 400 meter is going to be a lot faster. But what you may not know is that this fatigue factor, and everyone's going to have their own fatigue factor, is based on the energy systems that you have and how they're developed and how your endurance is. And so we're going to look at that as well. So the two numbers that we need for the race pace calculator is 1,200 meters at 6:30 and 400 meters at 1:44. All right. Before we go and look at the race calculator, we need to know what is a passing score for Coach Bob on the Army Combat Fitness Test. So I downloaded the latest version from the Army website of the Army Combat Fitness Test Field Testing Manual. And in it, they have their table, and the table shows you the scores that you need to get a certain number of points. We're going to look at the score that I need for 60 points, which is represented by this gold band. So I need a 21:07 2-mile run in order to get my pass for the Army Combat Fitness Test event. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch on over to the race pace calculator. So let's do that. This race pace calculator you can find at runningahead.com, and in it they have some resources and several different calculators. And so the calculator that we want is a race time predictor. And this race time predictor, and this website was recommended by Chris Hinshaw, and it's what he uses as well. So it's a pretty good predictor. So it gives us 2 distances that we can enter. So we've got our 1,200 meters. So we go with meters here. And we did a 400 meters. We're going to use those 2 events to figure out what my time is. 0 hours, 6 minutes, and 30 seconds. And I almost got that right. Okay. And then the 400 meters, 1 minute and 44 seconds. Okay. Now the event we're trying to predict is our 2 mile. So I'm going to type in 2. I'm going to select miles. And then you want to clear out the coefficient because it's going to calculate it with your 2 times. So I get a coefficient of 1.20. And here's the good news. 1.20 is pretty typical for CrossFitters. We have developed glycolytic energy systems, power. We don't just do long, slow distance all the time. So because of that, we tend to run the shorter events faster than an endurance athlete who maybe doesn't have that much power and speed, but they're great on the long distances. And in that case, their coefficient is going to be more like 1.08, something like that. Okay, so here's the goodish news, but not so good news. Right now, the race predictor is saying 21 minutes and 19 seconds. So I'm almost there. What I need to do is I need to make that better because that doesn't give me 100% confidence that I could go and crush that event just by, showing up. In fact, there's a chance that I could get out there and with the other events that in the Army Combat Fitness Test, I just maybe don't have what it's going to take to make that 21:07 time. So I need to do more training to develop my aerobic system more. And the good news is that we know how to do that. So because we can use these race calculators and we can use the workouts that we're doing at the gym when they involve racing or running, that we're always racing, right? In the workouts, what we can do is we can calculate what is our 400 meter pace for winning. And a good way to kind of look at that is if you take this mile pace in here, a 10 minute, 40 second mile, and you divide that into the 400 meter pace. So my 400 meter pace would be 2 minutes and 30 seconds plus another 10 or 11 seconds. So 240-ish. In order to develop the speed and the pace that's going to win this event, I need to be thinking about running developing my pace to be comfortable at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Because at 2 minute and 40 second, I know it doesn't show that here, but we could figure out what is your 400 meter pace. And that's going to give you the pace that you should be training at in and around to develop that distance. And we want to run at different distances with different rest intervals in it to help us to develop the ability to improve our fatigue factor to some extent and to improve our paces so that we can come in here on a future date, put in more days times and figure out what is Coach Bob's new predicted time for the Army Combat Fitness Test 2 mile run. So you can use this running ahead calculator. I'll put the link in the description of this video, and you can go there and you can put in different numbers and kind of see where you are and see if you can pass the 2 mile Army Combat Fitness Test. Thank you guys so much for checking in. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. We've got a lot more information to be sharing with you. So if you haven't subscribed and you like this kind of a video, please be sure to like and subscribe so we can stay in touch and keep generating some good content for you. Take care, guys, and have a wonderful day. Peace.